Okay, so in our last exercise there, we dealt with using the date format to calculate the age of a product. So now we're going to talk about determining the time passed. How old are you? How many days old are you? How many seconds old are you? This could all be figured out using this next formula. So now we're going to move ourselves over to the freezer tab. And I'll explain what the freezer tab is meant to show us. So what we have here are ice creams, the flavors. We have a couple different flavors. We got the raspberry roll, a macadamia custard, coconut cream would be my favorite, a mint mocha, an ice cream flavored Christmas ice cream jingleberry, and a nutty mint. Now, the raspberry roll's got to go in the freezer. This is the time it goes in the freezer. This is the time it comes out of the freezer. And then how long did it spend in the freezer? All right, so determining the time passed. So let's go ahead and start with cell C6, and let's put that raspberry roll that we whipped up together into the freezer at 8:30 a.m. All right, press the right arrow key or tab to go to the timeout. Notice that Excel is automatically going to capitalize the AM PM reference. You should recall that from our previous exercises, that it'll do this by default. So this ice cream is going to take until 4:30 before it gets firm enough that we can serve this. 4:30 p.m. All right. Excel shows the times as we are keying them. If we don't like those formats, all right, like if we want to use a 24-hour clock like military time, we can go in and change that. We're going to go ahead and keep those the way they are right there. We're going to go ahead and finish filling these in. So 9 a.m. is when macadamia custard goes in, and it comes out at 5 p.m. The coconut cream is going to go in at 10:30 a.m. and come out at 6:15 p.m. The mint mocha is going to go in at 12 p.m. and come out at 8:30 p.m. Somebody's working late. 6 a.m. for our Christmas flavored ice cream, 4 p.m. And then 1 p.m. for the nutty mint, coming out at 11 o'clock p.m. Okay, so our times are all set to default, and we're good to go at that point in time. Let's go and see how long the raspberry roll must sit in the freezer using the time passed feature. So type in the equal sign, click cell D6, and then simply click the minus sign and click the starting time. Press enter. Okay, so notice what it has done here is it's put this in as a fraction of a day. So if we know it's 8 hours, so 24 hours in a day divided by 8 is about 0.33. It's a third of a day. We'll modify that here in a moment. Let's go back to this cell to change it to something that makes a little more sense, okay? Let's go ahead and press Control 1 to open up the Format Cells dialog box. Again, we're going to choose the Number tab and then choose Number from the category, and let's include 3 decimals this time. You'll see it's just repeating at 0.333, representing 1/4 of a day, or 1/3 of a day. So go ahead and press OK. Much like what we did in our previous exercise, we're going to put a parenthesis. You could either use the formula bar or the cell around D6 and C6. I want you to think about this. What are we going to multiply this by? 0.33 times 24, the number of hours in a day. Now press enter, and you'll see it spent 8 hours in the freezer. Go ahead and take that formula, drag it down, and now we know how long each of the different flavors of ice cream have to stay in the freezer in order to get to their maximum firmness before serving. Again, exercise 8.7, save it as such, determining time passed.